Before we get into this episode, we just wanted to make a little disclaimer about our sound.
A warning. We suck.
This is the first time that we are using an audio interface, and Kyle accidentally hit the electric button.
I was testing all the different buttons and I didn't know it was on.
So yeah, it's on for this entire episode, and so we might sound like Tom Haverford or Akon at some parts. Just bear with us. Maybe you'll think it's funny. I don't know.
It's kind of funny.
Anyways, let's get into this episode.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to History Buffs or Bluffs. We are your hosts. My name is Kyle.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
And I'm Sydney.
This bonny lass is my wife, and I am a writer.
And I love to read.
I'm also a history buff.
And I am not.
Our podcast is a story-driven topic on an event that may
Or may not.
have happened in history. I'll tell you the truth or tell a brayog. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to give Sid a chance to be a history buff or call my bluff.
And we want you all to play along with us. So please don't Google anything and see if it's a history buff or what did you call it?
A brayog.
A what?
A brayog. It's Irish
Oh.
for lie.
Oh. So I'm a little sick this week.
We kept putting off recording.
And I think the culprit was when we went to emo night.
Oh, man. Yeah. tell the listeners about emo night.
Oh my gosh. So we went to this thing called emo night, and it was because I wanted to relive my glory days, even though it was never a phase. And I don't know what I was expecting from it, but it was basically just a DJ that stood up there and did nothing. And all he did was just like play this playlist of emo era music. And he didn't even like...
He did the occasional record scratch.
Yeah.
But besides that...
But it sounded terrible, and it wasn't even a good time. And he like didn't even do transitions in the songs or anything. It was like literally he just had it on his phone. Oh, and he kept texting all night. I was like, what is this guy doing? Luckily, tickets were only $17. So.
Yeah, that's probably why. It was good music, though.
Yeah, it was good music, but I thought the DJ would be a little more interactive.
Yeah.
But anyways, ever since then, my throat has not been great, and I've been coughing a lot and waking up with no voice.
Mm-hmm. Your leg's been hurting a bit because of the mosh pits that you were getting into.
Yeah, you know me. Big mosher over here. Anyways, I think I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but that's why my voice is kind of weird this week.
I think you sound great.
So,
well,
episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day in 2 days.
Ooh.
So I thought it would be fitting to go over an Irish historical event.
Ooh, okay. I love Ireland.
Yeah, when did we go?
That was
2019.
Yeah.
2019.
The year we went to Ireland and Italy in the same year.
Yeah, that was an epic year. But Ireland was...
Pre-pandemic, too.
Mm-hmm. Ireland was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I didn't get a ticket there. Did I get a ticket there?
No, but we almost got killed by a log truck.
Oh, my gosh.
That was so scary. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
We got pretty dang close.
I was so close. Like, literally a second away from us dying.
Yeah. We were getting morning coffee. at this little, I don't know what the Irish term for coffee shop is.
Cafe, probably.
Cafe. A cafe.
A cafe, lads.
But yeah, we were just about to do like our first stop or our first stretch of a long drive, and it's just about to turn into it, and like the last second saw this big old wall coming towards us.
Yeah, because we couldn't see around the curve. So we were just like, well, it looks clear, but I don't actually know. And then you started going, and then you like
right there.
slammed on the brakes, and then the log truck was like, whoosh. And yeah, that could have been us. We could have died. Crazy.
And then there'd be no podcast.
And you all wouldn't be blessed with our voices every week.
Well, this has nothing to do with a log truck. Are you ready to learn?
I'm ready.
Okay. Today, we are going to talk about the Dublin Whiskey Fire of 1875.
Okay.
Whiskey has always been synonymous with Ireland. It's a staple of the people, of their culture, and their music. First introduced to the island in the 12th century, it was originally called Inexplicably, or Water of Life, which we learned about that, do you remember?
We did on a whiskey tour.
Mm-hmm. Inexplicably.
Ishkibeha.
Hope I said that right.
Still haven't looked up pronunciation.
No, I did, actually. It's in print. Monks had brought it over to the island and would distill it. It was that popular.
Distill it.
Distill it. It was that popular. Today, there are over 50 different distilleries on the small little island, distributing all over the world for their distinct flavor. The early whiskey, the Water of Life, was unregulated and extremely potent. Although the alcohol percentage is unknown, it was described as very high compared to the modern-day equivalent. This would not only be a harsher drink, but also more flammable. Regardless, the Irishmen loved their Inexplicably, and the distillation of whiskey has survived throughout the centuries. However, there was an event that did cause a change in regulation of the drink. For more than 850 years, the city of Dublin has been the capital of Ireland, all except for a span of about 50 years when Kilkenny was given the title. Even now, Dublin is a hub of culture, of life, and of whiskey.
Oh, I can attest. Now you make me want to go back to Ireland.
I know. Should have Irish music playing in the background for this whole episode.
No.
In central Dublin, there's an area known as the Liberties, which is one of Dublin's most historic working-class neighborhoods. It was filled with market traders, local businesses, whiskey distilleries, and the Guinness Brewery.
Love the Guinness Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
We got our faces on the beer. That was so cool.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy. They 3D printed it out of barley.
3D printed.
They did. Okay, not
3D printed.
It was kind of 3D printed. Okay, maybe it wasn't a 3D.
It was like an ink printer.
It wasn't yeah. That sounds pretty.
They ink printed our faces onto the foam of our Guinness.
Yeah. Out of like barley and hops or something.
That was crazy.
It was cool.
Okay, I'm going to add our faces on our Guinness to our Instagram stories.
Oh, yeah,
so
you should do that.
if you're not following us, go to Instagram and follow History Buffs or Bluffs Pod.
Nice.
And maybe some other pictures from our Ireland. Did I say Italy? No.
You said Ireland just now?
I said Guinness.
You said Guinness. Yeah.
I need to go to bed.
It's late.
Maybe I'll add some other pics from our Ireland trip too.
Yeah, you should.
Our stories.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We were babies back then.
I know. Before we even had babies. And before COVID. Those were the good old days.
That area also has the two oldest cathedrals on the island, Christ Church and St. Patrick's, which I believe we saw both of those too.
I think so.
but mainly it was an area that had a lot of the poor people living in it. Working class, like I said. In 1875, there were many whiskey distillers, and they used large warehouses to store their product. These were called bonded storehouses. The owner of the dreaded storehouse was Lawrence Malone.
Sounds made up.
He's a real man. This was a large building and had over 5,000 hogsheads in it.
Like pigs?
No. It was a unit of measurement. It was a barrel of whiskey, basically.
Oh.
It was a large barrel. It had about 63 gallons of whiskey per barrel.
Wow.
5,000 of them.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Not as much as 2.3 million gallons of molasses. But
No. Well, this is 1875. Yeah, it equivalent to about 315,000 gallons of whiskey.
Dang. Dang.
Keep it just like that. The exact cause of the fire is unknown. At about 4:30 on the night of June 18th, the storehouse was last checked and locked up. Everything looked good and secure. Well, as secure as a wooden storehouse in 1875 could be secured. At 8:30 that night, an alarm was raised. The night watchmen raced to the storehouse. They sprinted through the darkness, lit only by lanterns and the stars above them. In the dark of the night, the orange glow of flames were visible in Mr. Malone's storehouse. Men rushed towards the doors, pulling them open, but being forced back by the heat and flames. There was nothing they could do. The fire brigade was called, and even though the men were swift, the fire continued to grow. It was reported as being as high as 30 feet, flames licking atop the buildings and spreading to nearby houses.
Oh.
And with these large flames, heat rose as well. The heat was too much for the hogsheads, and an hour after the fire was noticed, the barrels of whiskey began to burst from the heat.
My gosh. And then that probably made more fire.
Yeah.
Because it's alcohol.
Extremely potent alcohol,
Very
remember?
much alcohol.
Very much
Lots of alcohol.
Hundreds of thousands of gallons of flaming, highly intoxicating alcohol began to pour through windows and doorways and flow down the street.
Oh my gosh.
The whiskey flowed at a height of nearly 6 inches, rushing through the streets of Cork, Ardee, Chamber, and Mill. The flaming water of life was so dangerous because it would seep under doors into houses, quickly catching the rows of homes on fire. In a stroke of luck, however, the flames first reached a pig pen. The burning, squealing pigs worked as an alarm for the nearby residents.
Those poor pigs. That's so sad.
It is sad, but the squealing of the pigs woke people in a start, and they left their houses, seeing the flames crawling along the cobblestones, and they were able to flee. The Lord Mayor of Dublin at the time...
What's his name?
Peter Paul... Damn it. Peter Paul McSwiney.
Oh my gosh. The story's made up. McSwiney. Like a pig. Like pig swine. Like the swine flu.
That was his name.
You're such a liar.
Peter Paul McSwiney. And the dozens of police and firemen also helped evacuate people.
Why are you laughing?
I knew you'd get a kick from that. But the fire was nearly unstoppable. The problem they faced was that the fire was fueled by the strong, potent whiskey, and if they sprayed the flames with their water hoses, it would do nothing to put it out. The whiskey and flames would simply float on top of the water, and the flood of fire would grow.
That's so metal. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like if you have an alcohol fire, you can't put it out with water.
No, like a grease fire.
So what you gotta do? Cover it?
You'll figure it out, or you'll see.
Okay.
Fire Brigade Captain James Robert Ingram had to find a solution without using the water they came equipped with. Another option for them was sand. There was plenty of sand throughout the city and in the streets under the cobblestones. So he tried that. He ordered his men to rip parts of the street up and have them spread sand over the flames to try and put it out.
Why is there sand?
Under the cobblestones. So all the cobblestone streets have sand under those, so they were like yanking all those cobblestones up out of the ground.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Don't look at me like that. That's what they had to do. Now, unfortunately, it did not work because the flowing whiskey just went right around it because it was rushing too fast. The streets were really steep, so they were stop nodding like that. So it flowed around the sand, continuing its torment of the city. Captain Ingram needed something thicker, something organic, something that could create a dam to stop the flow and could be thick enough to soak up the flaming liquid. He looked at the nearby horses that men tried to quell.
No. They're not going to use horses.
No.
Horse poop?
They're not going to use horses. Yes, he spotted the piles of horse manure.
Ew.
At the time, horses were still abundantly used, and manure lined every street. They had plenty to use. Captain Ingram ordered his men to grab handfuls of manure, to gather shovels and wheelbarrows. The firemen and police and any volunteers who were available joined, and they worked throughout the night.
There's no way there was that much poop to stop all that whiskey. There's no way. There's no way. Also, isn't poop super flammable?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's like mud. It's not flammable. I think pee is.
Okay, keep going.
They worked on stopping the flaming flood first, as it was the biggest problem they were facing. It continued to flow and catch houses and buildings on fire, so they needed to stop it to slow the spread. Like I said, it took all night, but the Irishmen were able to finally stop the flow of the rushing, flaming waters of life.
With poop.
Yes.
No.
The flaming whiskey river flowed nearly 5 blocks before being stopped, but the problem now was the flaming inferno that it had left in its path. The fire brigade did what they could, but most of the buildings in the area were unable to be saved. The flames could be seen from all over Dublin, and onlookers gawked and gathered at the spectacle. Despite the huge fire and dangerous flowing flames, as Lord Mayor McSwiney said, thanks to the pigs, there had been no deaths. Yet.
Did the pigs die, though? Did the pigs die? Did the pigs die?
Yeah, some
They
of them
turned
did.
into bacon?
Ooh, whiskey maple bacon.
Is that how they got that?
That's how they started it, yeah. Now, as I said, the fire brigade worked into the early mornings of the next day. Even though the flaming river had been stopped, the men were now too busy with the fire that was destroying buildings. Not many volunteers were with the onlookers who had begun to gather. They probably didn't expect the Irishmen and women to do what they did next. These everyday working-class folks stood transfixed at the rippling golden whiskey that flowed through the streets. Even with the flames dancing on the surface, the river was too enticing to ignore. The Irish loved their whiskey, as I said, and soon people began running home to grab mugs and jugs and jars.
Oh my gosh. Damn alcoholics. And I thought they stopped the fire.
They did, but
Or they just
they
contained
stopped it. Yeah, they contained it. They stopped the flow of it.
Oh.
But it was still, now it was like pooling up in areas. So there's like a big,
Against the poop.
yeah.
And people are getting cups to get poop whiskey.
Mugs and jugs and jars.
To get poop whiskey.
Yeah. Some even pulled off their boots and began scooping up the
I
Ishkebeha.
don't believe this for 1 second.
Sydney, it was a river of free whiskey.
Okay, but it has poop in it. No one would drink that.
This is the 1800s.
I don't care. No one would drink poop whiskey.
It was free whiskey. They'd normally have to spend a full week's wage to purchase a bottle. Here it was, free and flowing.
This is a load of
Folks drank and sang and probably didn't go to work.
Sorry.
Folks drank and sang and probably didn't go to work that day. To them, it was a glorious, incredible gift. However, what they probably didn't realize was that the whiskey that was stored in the hogsheads was undiluted. It was even stronger and higher in alcohol than the bottles they purchased of the stuff was. And very quickly, people began to fall ill.
Yeah, because it has poop in it.
Hospitals were flooded with sick people, incredibly drunk and incoherent. 24 people were admitted with alcohol poisoning, some of which were able to heal and be released with probably the worst hangover of their life. 13 of them, however, succumbed to the drink.
Aw, how sad.
Did not sound very genuine, Sydney.
It's because I realized over the last few episodes how many times I say, how sad. I feel like that should be a drinking game for our listeners. How
Especially
sad.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some whiskey. But no poop whiskey.
Light it on fire. And then...
Yeah, but no poop whiskey.
In the end, 13 lives were lost. None from burns or smoke inhalation or even a roof collapsing on them, but from partaking from a river of free, flaming whiskey.
Dang.
The damage to Dublin was extensive. Multiple storehouses were destroyed, as well as over 30 houses. The total value in damages equated nearly $12 million today.
Jeez.
Half of that being the whiskey alone.
Dang.
That's a lot of whiskey.
Yep.
The fire brigade and the men who helped received commendations for their bravery. Captain Ingram especially for discovering how to stop the flow of whiskey using manure. This event also caused the whiskey distilleries to upgrade their safety standards, which included changing how the barrels were stored.
Just like the molasses story.
Yeah.
You gotta update their safety.
Yes. This came with increased safety regulations and hiring their own fire brigades in case another fire were to occur. While no one knows the cause of the Dublin whiskey fire, it undoubtedly had a major impact on the island of Ireland. Not only did it cause the whiskey distilleries to make changes, but the people were becoming a laughingstock abroad.
Kind of like America.
I'm cutting that out. American and British media were painting the Irish as the stereotypical drunks they were often portrayed as. And the whiskey industry had to really work on changing the talking points from "our product killed 13 people" to "13 poor people foolishly died." As horrible as it sounds, the poorer communities were considered lesser, and their campaign worked.
Mm.
People stopped talking about the whiskey fire, and it almost disappeared from history.
Or it never was a thing. Because you made it all up.
But now that you've heard about it, Sydney, tell me, was this a history buff or bluff?
So, it's very possible you're trying to trick me, like with the absurdity of it all.
Uh-huh.
And the weird name, McSwiney.
That was his
With
name?
the pig. The pigs and then McSwiney.
He was the Lord Mayor of Dublin at the time.
The Lord Mayor.
Yes.
What does that mean?
He was the mayor.
Lord Mayor.
Yeah, that was the title for mayors.
But I feel like when we did our whiskey tour in Ireland,
Uh-huh.
they would have told us about this.
Because we did the tour in Dublin.
Uh-huh. And there probably would have been like remnants of burn stuff.
Well, it was forgotten history, like I said.
Yeah, but they probably would have mentioned it. And also, I don't think there would have been that much horse manure just around that it could just stop and contain a whole fire that's raging down the streets. And also, people wouldn't drink the whiskey poop. The poop whiskey. With fire.
Have you ever had like a flaming shot
Not with poop. Because if what you're saying is true, where it would pool around would be where it would have been stopped with the poop. So I don't think people would be that desperate because they know that they would get sick.
In the 1800s?
Yeah. Okay. I think you made it up.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that.
It was real.
No! Are you kidding me? People are that desperate for whiskey? Oh my gosh. And McSwiney was a real guy? What the heck?
I knew that was going to get you as soon as I saw his name. He was praising the pigs for getting everybody out.
That's weird.
I know.
McSwiney.
Yeah.
Was associated with the pigs.
No, he wasn't associated. But...
I know, but he's part of the story with the pigs.
Yeah. He praised them for getting everybody out. Yeah, his name was Peter Paul McSwiney. Peter Paul.
That sounds like a
McSwiney.
made-up name.
I know.
That is a made-up name from your head.
I promise it's not.
Oh, God.
4 and 3.
I can't believe that was real.
What I loved about it when I found it was that it sounds so similar to the molasses.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, he just piggybacked off of that story and is making this story because it's St. Patty's Day, but it's basically the same. And also, why wouldn't we learn about that on our whiskey tour?
I don't know. That would have been really, that would have been really
And
interesting.
where did they get all that horse manure?
They said there were lots of horses.
Oh my gosh. And I also thought about your books.
Yeah.
I guess no spoilers, but...
Hey!
You could cut that. Just bleep it out.
Okay.
So I thought you were going off of that too, and then you also have a part about horse manure. So I thought you were pulling from that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Crazy enough, it actually happened.
I can't figure you out. But was all of that true, or did you make some of it up?
All of it was true.
Oh my god.
This time I did not add anything for dramatic effect.
That was all dramatic, so you didn't need to.
I know.
But the pigs, they all turned into bacon.
Not all of them. Some of them. There was also something about a dog, but
No!
I didn't want to. I didn't add it in.
Yeah, but you just told me now, so now I'm sad. Did any people die?
Do you want? Yeah, the 13 from drinking too much alcohol.
Oh no, I meant from the fire.
No.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can cut that.
Do you want to know about the dog?
Was he trying to be heroic?
No.
Oh no, I don't want to know that. What happened? Is it sad? Is it really sad?
It's kind of funny.
Okay, go ahead.
The dog lapped up the whiskey and got like crazy drunk. It attacked his owner and then like ran up to the second floor of their house and jumped off.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. I don't like that.
But it's kind of funny. You're more upset about the one dog than the 13 people who did the same thing that the dog did.
People should be smarter than dogs. That's called natural selection. Dogs don't deserve it. Now I'm thinking about Zoe. What do you think I was going to guess?
I didn't think you were going to get it.
Yeah, I know. God. I almost guessed true because I thought, like, it was so absurd that you were trying to trick me, which you did. But it could have very well been made up.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
I thought you would think it was fake because of the similarities to the last episode. Go listen to episode 6 if you haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Where'd you first hear about this?
Literally, like, right before this.
Were you just looking up St. Patty's Day stories?
Yeah, like Irish stories.
Yeah.
Since we were planning it for St. Patty's. But yeah. Crazy that we never heard that when we were there. Maybe
Yeah, I
maybe
know.
they're ashamed. Maybe they don't want people talking about it.
Yeah,
If so,
maybe.
sorry Ireland, we're talking about it.
Sorry, Ireland. But you would think there'd be like a sign or something
Yeah.
there, like this is where the great, what is it called?
The Dublin Whiskey Fire. It's also called the Great Whiskey Fire.
Oh.
But I didn't want great in both titles back to back.
Yeah,
The Dublin Whiskey Fire, 1875.
yeah. So St. Patty's is your favorite holiday? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. It's a fun one.
And Ireland is your favorite country?
Ireland, not my favorite country. Favorite
Besides
trip
the
that we went to.
USA, blah, 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 blah. Even though Ireland's way better, but whatever.
It was beautiful.
Yes.
I just love driving.
So we should probably move there, yeah? Yeah, I'd love to go back to Ireland someday.
Yeah,
Because we only did the southern part, and I would love to go north. And I want to go to Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland would be really cool.
So many places to go, so little time.
So what are your final thoughts, Sid?
Mad at myself. But there was no way that was real. They drank poop whiskey because they were that desperate to get drunk.
It was free whiskey. That was the thing.
There was poop in it.
Not in all of it.
I
Maybe
know,
they were away from the wall of poop.
Gross.
That's probably what got him sick too.
I'm sure. Not to mention like the ash and everything.
Yeah. And so it wasn't just poop that he used. That was like the main ingredient, but it was poop, I think ash that they gathered from like some of the fires. And then leather from tannery shops.
Oh.
So they somehow like combined all three.
That's smart of them.
I know.
I don't think I would be that smart. I would just panic and
Is it
try
like-
to run away.
So I was looking at it said like because modern day fire extinguishers use like that foam stuff, which is an organic material to put out the fire. This guy was 100 years ahead of his time
Dang.
by thinking to use an organic matter.
That's very smart of this guy. Good job, guy.
Yeah. Good job, guy.
Well, that concludes another episode for us. Make sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on Instagram at History Buffs or Bluffs Pod. And happy St. Patty's Day.
If you have an idea for an obscure or crazy event in history that you'd like to hear, you can email it to me at historybuffsorbluffs@gmail.com. I keep it hidden from Sid so she won't know what we're covering.
Or if you have an idea of a wild, believable, but fake story, reach out as well, and Kyle may just write it for you.
Thanks for joining us again.
Oh, no.
May the road ride up... Can't do it. May the road rise up to meet you, and may your pint always be full.
You sound like Shrek.
I did sound like Shrek. Get out my swamp. You do it.
Tune in next week for another episode and help Sid find out if it'll be a Now I'm Indian. We're not very good at accents. And why did I say help Sid?
You started reading my life.
Tune in next week for another episode.
Jeez.
That's Indian. That's Indian. And
I'll do it.
and help me find out if it'll be a history buff.
Or bluff.
Have a good week.